very few cricketers actually come up from from not having played domestic cricket. They always have played some domestic cricket. It could be junior cricket, junior domestic cricket, under 19 cricket. It could be something like that. So I think that has to be something that every cricketer must never forget. Fortunately, the athletes nowadays with the TOPS program, etc., are very well looked after by not just the federation but also by the government of India. So luckily that has not that's not required from the Champs Foundation. We did. As part of the P, promoting sports person, we did support an Olympian many years ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago, maybe more than that. So we did a little bit, but now fortunately because of the various foundations which are there, tops like the government schemes, I don't think that is required. So that is a big plus. I think we've over the years maybe we might I don't know the exact numbers, but we have, whenever it has come to our notice, thanks to you all, we've done due diligence in the sense trying to find out whether the person really requires the help, because sometimes we've actually found that the person is quite well settled. His well-wishers have brought it to our notice, but his children are overseas. The children are regularly sending the finances for the athlete to be looked at. So then, in which case, there is no need of any sort of assistance from our side. But and also because we've always wanted to keep the dignity and the privacy of the individual. We have not named names, but it's been there for 25 years, and basically, the less people there are, the happier champs will be. That means no sports person actually requires to be recognized and assisted after his playing days are over. In plentiful change in the financial health of all sports, and I think that's only a plus, because what that does is it actually makes the parents generally, it's the parents who are generally telling you no go and study. But when they see that a particular sport which their child is looking at, that has a career possibility, not necessarily a great career option that maybe cricket has, but there's a career possibility over there, they encourage the child to take to that. And that is where I think Indian sport has really started to lift itself up, is simply because of the fact that now just about every sports there is a career possibility there. We haven't actually got into that, but because it's very difficult being based in Mumbai sometimes to reach out for that. At the moment, what we have done is we have kept ourselves restricted to just sending monthly recognition to those athletes who are not in the best of condition. Well, I think to a great extent, certainly, I think the condition of our champions has, like I said, because I think there's so much more in terms of the fact that there is so much more awareness that there have been so many champs. That is the reason why I think a lot of our former greats are still able to do something, either through the media, maybe do something writing in the media, commentary. So they are able to do something which possibly wasn't the case earlier on. Today, a lot of former champions are doing commentary. A lot of former champions are writing about sport, which that was not available maybe even 15 years ago. So now I think that is a big plus. Now you see all sports being covered on television, and therefore there is the opportunity to make something out of that as well for the former champs. I think what Rahul Dravid said when it was announced in Dharamshala, what he said was he would like to call it a reward, and I think that's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing that the BCCI has done to reward those who are going to be playing. But I also would request the BCCI to ensure that the feeder to the test teams, which is the Ranji Trophy, that also is looked after. If the Ranji Trophy fees can be tripled, just like all these, doubled or tripled, that will certainly mean that there will be a lot more people playing Ranji Trophy. There will be a lot less pullouts from Ranji Trophy, because if the fees for playing a Ranji Trophy match is a good fee, there will be less people pulling out for various reasons. They will all be wanting to play. with the slab system for 20, if you every 10 test matches you 10 first class matches you get that much more. So I think if I would request the BCCI to look at that aspect as well. Yes, I think that is something that should be considered definitely, because I think you have to have a situation where there's adequate rest, because in 3 days what happens is there is probably a day and a half in travel. So there is during the travel time there is no time for any treatment. If you want to take a physio help to get fit from a little niggle, that is probably not there. So maybe just a little bit of a gap, so that the player has got adequate time. But if you want to finish a tournament, because we have so many tournaments, my personal thing would be to have the tournament Ranji Trophy from October to mid-December, and then bring in all the white ball tournaments. Because what that will mean is that everybody will be available to play, excepting those who are selected for India to play otherwise, and there will be no real excuse to pull out, because even the one-day tournaments, etc., to practice for the IPL will be available from January, February, and they can practice for that.